Hello, my name is Craig Haen. I'm the co-chair of Community Outreach for the American Group Psychotherapy Association. One of the things that we happen to do in community outreach is that we often chat with principals and teachers, and we train crisis teams around considering how they might handle when a crisis event breaks out in your school, whether it's a tragic death of a beloved teacher or suicide of a student or some other kind of event that has affected the school community and disrupted a sense of safety. And so this video is for principals and teachers to give some advice for how you handle those moments should they happen within your school community. As adults who work with children, we really want to and wish to make our school a safe place. And so when that gets challenged, it can be really disruptive to our own sense of safety and how we go on being with the kids. And really, what helps in the aftermath of those events is for the adults in their lives to be able to reestablish first predictability. Events that are traumatic are unpredictable, they're unexpected. And so we establish predictability by doubling down on the routines of our school day, by going back to the structures that are familiar, but also reminding kids ahead of time what's coming next and putting in that extra effort to say what's coming next. Understanding that some kids are not going to be able to establish that kind of routine and rhythm again easily. And so we want to make space. We want to make space both to acknowledge what's happened, and principals in particular have a really important role in providing information. And so we want to provide clear information to kids about what's happened, but not too much information, right? Because when we provide too much information, we can inundate. So the invitation is, here's what we know. If you have other questions, you can always come to me. As we know more, we will fill you in. And so the information is both clear and unambiguous with an invitation for them to continue the dialogue as they need to. And certainly within that, in a crisis event, there are always going to be things we don't have the answer to, and so we don't want to try to fake it, right? We want to be honest, and if we don't have the answer to a question, what we want to say is, I don't have that answer, but I'm going to try to find out for you, and I'll come back to you around that. And part of reestablishing that sense of safety would be to return to the kind of values of school community, right? Kids live their lives in groups, in classrooms, in larger organizations within the school community. And so we want to return to the values of that school community and what makes that community safe. One of the questions we get asked a lot is about how to memorialize events, and it's important that we provide opportunities for kids to take experiences that have caused them to feel helpless and to be able to take effective action from those. So what are the ways in which they might be able to take effective action after something has happened in their community, but also have resting spaces, right? So if we're going to create a memorial, for example, in the event of a student's death, we want that in a space where kids know where it is, but they also have the option to avoid that space if they need to in order to reestablish their own sense of security and routine. As principals, as teachers, as adults, we also tend to forget that how we care for ourselves in the aftermath of traumatic events models for the kids how to care for themselves. So the other piece that we can't emphasize more than any other is the value of self-care and care for the caregiver. Take time for yourself, take a walk, breathe, slow things down, and give yourself the opportunity to also metabolize what's going on in your community so that you can return to your regular and predictable routine, rhythm, and relationships with your students. As adults in the lives of children, for teachers and principals, it is so tempting for you to forget to take care of yourself. And so my overriding message to you is this: you model for the kids how they can regulate and establish rhythm and routine by doing that for yourself. Slow things down, take time away, take a walk, remember to breathe. When you do that, you're better able to help the kids who you care about to learn to do the same.